Hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl VeraMoore and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to Armistice Day, London. And why do people wear a red poppy? What is Poppy Day? So let's start with Armistice Day, London. Poppies honor WWI soldiers. Okay, this is a bit confusing, but let's go, guys.
Tomorrow is Veterans Day, November the 11th, when we honor our nation's heroes. Across the Atlantic, it's called Armistice Day, when they
Oh,
commemorate the 11th
oh,
hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, marking the end of
hmm,
World War I. And the hundreds of
hmm.
thousands of British soldiers who gave their lives are being remembered this year in breathtaking fashion at the historic
Wow,
Tower of London.
I had no idea.
It's always been said that going back
Wow, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Wow, Armistice Day. I've never heard of it before. This is really emotional. Wow, wow, wow. Let's go on.
to the Napoleonic Wars, through World War I and then World War II. It was the poppy
Hmm,
that grew back first on the battlefields where the land was left scorched and bare and around the freshly buried bodies of the dead. And now they
wow.
stand as a memorial in a country that honors its war dead like no other. And for some visitors, the power of it all is overwhelming.
It's a shame that
Wow.
something so bad had to become something so beautiful. Every fallen soldier, every person who's given their life so bravely.
888,246 ceramic poppies, one each for the 888,246 British soldiers killed in the First World War.
Jeez.
It was a Canadian Army
That's a
field
lot.
doctor who survived the withering combat of World War I and wrote the poem that made the poppy the icon of remembrance that it is today. In Flanders fields, the
Oh,
poppies blow between the crosses row on row. At this time of year in Canada
oh.
and the UK, they can be seen on the lapels of the grateful generations who followed. This expanse started with a single poppy, and then the volunteers went to work. As the months went by, as summer gave way to fall, through London fog and rain and sun, patches of red
Wow,
became
this
a
is
field of
beautiful.
red. And now look at the view from the air.
Oh my God.
They have been visited by royalty and by relatives of the dead, and by 4 million
Wow.
people in between. They file past and pay tribute.
Wow.
These were all young men once. They were lined up here at the Tower of London to go off and fight for country and kingdom and what was right.
Oh,
It may be
that's
the most
crazy.
vivid way of remembering them. And before we all look away,
Hmm.
think of the lives they would have led.
Oh God. This is sad.
100 years since the first shot was fired.
Wow. Oh my God. That is so sad. Oh my God, that's really so sad. Like, look at the large number of people, large number of soldiers that lost their lives, and so they decided to plant poppies in remembrance of them, to honor them. It's not easy serving in the military. Imagine the lives they could have lived, but they gave it away for their country. Oh my God, this is really making me emotional right now, and I don't want to tear up, but this is really emotional, right? Armistice Day, London. Wow. The fact that this is actually my first time hearing about this Armistice Day. Hmm. Okay. Let's look at the second video, which is why do people wear a red poppy? What is red? What is Poppy Day? Remembrance Day 2023. This is really sad. Okay, let's go on. Hmm. Poppy Day, Remembrance Day.
Right now, here in the UK, many people are wearing an artificial red flower on their clothing.
Oh.
This normally occurs during late October and early November. For those who are unfamiliar with this annual custom, I will explain how it came to be and why we do it. The red flower in question is a poppy. It is a plant that grows abundantly in many parts of the world. There are many varieties of poppy, but the one that most people are familiar with is the red poppy. The wearing of a red poppy is done symbolically as a way of commemorating those who died during the First World War. The symbolism of the poppy is a strong one, as the flower itself is often associated with such themes as sleep, peace, and death. The origins of wearing a red poppy date back over 100 years. In 1915, Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae wrote a poem in tribute to all those who'd perished during the First World War. He called the poem "In Flanders Field." Shortly after World War I, a commemoration ceremony was held in London in 1919 by the then King George V. The end of the First World War occurred on November 11th, with the signing of an armistice with Germany. An armistice is a peace agreement. At that time, many peace agreements had just been signed by countries such as Bulgaria, Austria, and the Ottoman Empire. It was later decided that the final armistice signing would be commemorated each year on November 11th at 11 a.m. The exact time when the guns fell silent and the so-called Great War came to an end. The wearing of poppies during these commemorations did not come into being until 1921. After the Great War, the influence of John McCrae's poignant poem still resonated with many. After reading the poem, Moyna Michael, a professor at the University of Georgia, wrote the poem "We Shall Keep the Faith" and swore to wear a red poppy on the anniversary. The custom spread to Europe and the countries of the British Empire and Commonwealth within 3 years. In the UK, Major George Howson fostered the cause with the support of General Haig. Poppies were worn for the first time at the 1921 anniversary ceremony. At first, real poppies were worn. These poppies bloomed across some of the worst battlefields of Flanders in World War I. Their brilliant red colour became a symbol for the blood spilled in the war.
It's crazy. World War. So many people lost their lives.
These days, paper poppies are widely worn, with the proceeds from their sale going to good causes. Poppy Day or Armistice Day is still held each year on November 11th, with a 2-minute silence being observed at 11 o'clock in the morning. The ceremony takes place around the world in countries belonging to the British Commonwealth, including Australia, Canada, India, South Africa, and New Zealand. In the United Kingdom, commemorations are held on the Sunday nearest the 11th day, with what is known as Remembrance Sunday. In London's Whitehall, the ceremonial placing of wreaths takes place at a stone structure known as the cenotaph. It It is a sad fact that as well as commemorating the First War, we now also remember those who died during subsequent battles for freedom and peace. In 2016, once again, millions of people around the world will wear their poppy to remember those who fought and died for the freedom many of us enjoy today.
Wow. Oh my God. Father, I never knew about this. I think that's all. My God, wow, this is really crazy, and this is really sad. Armistice Day, the poppy. I love the fact that they are being remembered. Their labor didn't go in vain. Their hard work, the pain, the suffering, their deaths remain significant. Imagine all those soldiers losing their lives. You know, these soldiers, they have families. They have mothers, they have fathers, some have children, some have wives, and they just go like that. World War One. It's just crazy. And I love the fact that they are being remembered, you know, the Remembrance Day, the 2 minute silence, putting the poppy. Like, this is my first time hearing about all of this, and it is just fascinating, and it is really sad. And wow, I am just perplexed. Honestly, I am at a loss for words, and my heart goes out to all the soldiers that lost their lives, that gave their lives. I think they use the word gave their lives, that gave their lives. It is not easy, but they did this in honor of their country. Therefore, they deserve to be celebrated. They deserve it. They really do. So my heart goes out to each and every one of them and their families. I pray that they find eternal rest, eternal peace. And so this is usually during November. Wow. Okay, so I'll be looking forward to that this year's November. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts about this? Drop a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, join VeraCity. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.